Hello creatives, welcome to Artist Star. My name is Beth and I am at the gallery today for the Zodiac series. This reading is for Scorpio, whose major correlating arcana card is the Death card. This is the artist card, here to represent you as the open vessel, ready to receive whatever source can pull from the well of infinite creativity. So Scorpio, this is another new spread of mine. It's called Pulling the Thread, and we are going to start this with the soul's journey. This is going to be asking what part of me is most ready to tap for the creative energy. The second row here with the archetype cards, this is what angle needs to be explored more deeply. And then the third row with the spirit messages, this we're going to ask what personality trait is supporting this energy. And then we'll ask what else source would like to share with you. I'm going to follow up with the cards of truth and the Lenormand to get a little bit more clarity if we can. Always do. So let's begin. We're going to start with the soul's journey, and I like to turn all three cards over at once in this reading and kind of read them as a whole here. So let's turn them over and see what we get. We're going to ask what part of me is most ready to tap for creative energy. Acceptance. King of Clubs. And the Scythe in reverse. Okay, so first of all, that King of Clubs is a very noble card to be getting here. This is all about you having the wherewithal about yourself to be able to conduct yourself in the most noble manner possible. So this is also about having that knowledge of how, when, where, why, all of it, to do the right thing. The right thing by everyone. This is you making great decisions or having the opportunity to rise to the challenge of making great decisions that will transform and give you some new revelation about yourself. It can be about other people, places, and things as well, but this looks very much like you learning something about you. Now, the King of Clubs is known as the astrologer card, so this is a great card to get here as far as being that depth of having that knowledge about yourself. So much so that it's like an astrologer being able to look at a chart and just have that innate knowing about yourself. So the kings are all about 7s, 8s, and 9s, because that's the energy that they encompass. So you've got the 7s, which are the tower moments where, shit happens and you're left to pick up the pieces. And then the 8s, where you'd actually discover something really interesting in picking up those pieces. And you are drawn to exploring it and experimenting in something new and different that you've discovered within that falling out. And then there's the 9s, where in that discovering and exploring, you realize that it's time to eliminate, let go of some preconceived notion that just it's like the light bulb being turned on. You don't need that anymore. You're seeing it from a completely different point of view. You take a giant step forward in your understanding of the universe and its workings, and you readjust. And that is what the kings do. So, and the King of Clubs, you gotta love getting this, because in your spread, it counteracts any negativity that might be in the rest of the reading. So know that you've got this strength on your side. So let's look at this acceptance card. This is all about learning to accept the things that you cannot change. Now, this is a big one for a king, because learning to accept that, this card talks about it being this opportunity that the universe is giving you to understand how valuable it is to understand that you don't have control. Right? You don't really have control over anything other than your own self. But in that realization, and perhaps you already know it because it would seem like this is a very strong reading for you, Scorpio. It would seem that you are already quite aware of the rhyme and reason, as you would as a Scorpio, as to dealing with wake-up calls. I mean, that is your card. You are here to understand those tower moments better than anybody and glean from them what value you can, and accept that you cannot have everything, and to make your peace with it and move on to a more bigger thinking kind of way of seeing, like the big picture. And this is harder for fixed cards, and you are a fixed card, and you can be stubborn in it. You are a water card, so you can also just really be in the depths of the emotion as well. So that being said, it really is an understanding that there's, how should I say it? Like divine design would be a good way to put it, and to accept that. And as the astrologer card, you would be off the right frame of mind at the time of this reading to hear that. It might not be totally clear as to what needs to be cut out of the tower moment of the 7 part here, but it is for transformation. So I'm thinking when we get to this next couple of rows, it will become more clear. So why don't we move on to the second row and ask the question, what angle needs to be explored more deeply about this accepting the things you cannot change and knowing that there's something of change coming? So let's take a look and see what the archetype card has. Engineer. So the light attributes: ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Divine design. The shadow attribute: reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequence. Very Scorpio card here. Another king, King of Diamonds. You have to look out for this guy because he can be of a single way of looking at things. And the Moon card. Intuition. Okay, Scorpio, you are one of the most intuitive cards in the deck, so in the tarot. So no doubt you, with your watery, moon-drawn, emotional, intuitive depths, this King of Diamonds is really able to put that concrete value on what is left after the fray of the 7 tower moment and into the Rahu 8 exploration to the 9 of eliminating. And what's it all for? Transformation. Yes, absolutely. Once again, transformation. So serious transformation coming on here. You've got 2 king cards. So it's time to let go of some limiting belief. Time to destroy it, deconstruct it. And with the diamonds, it is about finding that value of doing so. So, okay, so let's take a look at what we've got so far. What's ready to be tapped for energy is realizing that the universe has a grand design, that there really isn't any happy accidents, and that you're looking to find that opportunity, right? To accept that you're not going to be able to change things, that you can change yourself through these transformations, and you can accept that that's your responsibility, but you can't really do it for anybody else. Very interesting. And that you have this ability to be able to do that, because in the second row here, this is the angle of you being you up here. This is the angle that needs to be explored more deeply. So it's you getting in touch with your intuitiveness to figure out this divine design for figuring out resolutions to common dilemmas. Without regard for emotional consequences, just relying on mechanical solutions. So that would suggest that you would not be in touch with your intuition. Even though the King of Diamonds is very intuitive, being earthy and all that, it could be realizing that there is some charitable something that needs to happen here. You can't get in a single-minded focus. The King of Diamonds is the one-eyed king, so you have to look out for that. And being a fixed card, Scorpio, you know that you can't get into that, being just stubborn about giving it in. Okay, well, let's move on to the third row and ask, what personality trait is supporting this energy? So, spirit messages, support, sweet. People come into your life for many different reasons. Some you learn from, and then they move on, while others return often because you need to learn more from those individuals. Others remain beside you throughout your entire life. Then we get, oh my God, another king, the King of Hearts. Oh my goodness. Oh, and the snake. Whoa. Okay, wake up. Whew. Oh my goodness. Wow. 3 kings. Scorpio. This is absolutely wild. I don't know if I've ever gotten 3 kings in a spread like this before. This is really huge transformation for you here. Holy cow. Wow. All right. So, the King of Hearts, all of this in an emotional realm. It is transformation at its deepest on an emotional, financial, and intellectual level. There is something really big happening for you here. So you are being asked to accept that there is a grand design, to take a moment, be in touch with your intuitive self, listening to spirit. Don't be lazy or tired about finding solution. Give it some time. That it is in that time, that in between, that quiet time, as I like to say, the bed, the bath, the bus, when you are forced time out, that things like to pop in. It is out of your control. You're not driving the bus. Right? You're in the bath to soak. You're in the bed to sleep, rest, restore. All of those moments that allow you to just take a breath and settle and open is being asked of you here. Something that's a little hard for a Scorpio to do, depending on the situation, to not dig your heels in and stubbornly do what you always do, because it is robbing you of this emotional fulfillment that the king is here to tell you is yours. You've got this beautiful support from the universe and your loved ones, your friends, your allies, your peeps. And the snake is a very interesting card to get here, because it's almost as if it is your stubborn spot. The snake is here to tell you that don't do this to yourself, that to deny this lighter openness is really not beneficial to you. That is your clue, your key to this whole reading. The universe just loves to ask of you what is the hardest of you to ask. Oh, Scorpio, you've got an incredible opportunity here to really outdo yourself, taking that giant step forward. I just love it. Oh my goodness. You've got every opportunity to step into this with the nobleness of 3 kings. Unbelievable. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there, only to say, because it just popped into my head, the scythe, what to cut out. I think we know what to cut out now. I think we know, if you give it some thought, it is this snake behavior that is biting yourself in your own tail, to not accept that there is some change that is happening, and it's going to be about not taking the shortcuts, to delve in, figuring it out through intuition and nobleness, how to find resolutions to, I will read it one more time, ability to give creative energy to a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. So whatever that means for you within your craft, don't take the easy route. Stop, take that breath, pause, and let something through. Oh, love it. Okay, let's find out what else Source would share with you. Oh, no limitations, of course. You are a celestial being with unlimited potential. There is so much for you to share. Oh my goodness, Scorpio, this is a beautiful reading for you. And you got flamingo. Balance, peace, and flow. Sounds like you need a little bit more of that in your life. Why not, right? Let's take a look at the Power Animal book and find out what flamingo has to offer. Flamingos are wading birds, often seen socializing in shallow lakes and lagoons. They are perhaps best recognized for their bright plumage and their ability to sleep while standing upon one leg. Much like a king, I'm sure. Commonly known as filter feeders, flamingos eat by drawing water into their bills while simultaneously sifting food from it. They obtain their striking pinkish hue by ingesting a dye found in organisms they eat. Well, that is a bit of a clue for the engineer card here, right? Finding different ways of solutions, like sifting through for the food. When you receive this card, you are distributing your energy and time in an effective manner. Flamingo has the ability to remain perfectly balanced on one leg even while sleeping. When you feel out of alignment, the spirit of flamingo encourages you to concentrate your efforts on leading a balanced life. Filter out the things that pull you from center and in too many directions, right? The easy mechanic solution without regard for emotional consequence. Be mindful of where your priorities lie will aid you in bringing balance and harmony back into your life. Very nice. Well, there you go, Scorpio. Congratulations. I hope you do well. I hope you get everything that you need. And I hope you conduct yourself with the nobleness of the Three Kings. Unbelievable reading. All right. Well, best of luck to you. And as always, happy creating.